Hello, my name is Greg Gouillart, and welcome to the Spread Eagle presentation of the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. This is a Week 5 matchup from the Pro South Division. The home bowler is Chris MacLellan, representing this bowling center, Sparetime Lanes in Whitinsville, Massachusetts. But first, here's the visitor, Ed Woodside, representing Central Park Lanes in East Boston. He starts on the 3-pin and we're underway. Leaving the 6-7-10 for his third ball. Ed went into this week averaging 114 this tournament. He starts off with a 9. As always, the ACST format is 5 strings rolled 5 boxes at a time. The winner of each string receives 2 match points, and the highest total pinfall for 5 strings, what a great first ball leaving just the 6-pin. The winner receives 2 match points, and the highest total pinfall for 5 strings wins 4 match points for a total of 14. Woodside spares in the second. Any ties result in the appropriate points being split, and it's these points that determine the standings. Here's the spare fill. It's on the head pin. And it looks to be 8. You see the fills updating on your screen in real time at Woodside 27 for 2. Another mark. Filling this spare with a 10. Strike on spare. The ACST regular season takes place over 18 weeks. The first 3 weeks feature each of the bowlers taking on each of the bowlers in their division, followed by 12 matches against the other dozen bowlers in their conference, followed by 3 more matches against their division rivals before the playoffs begin. This on a strike fill, 6 on the first ball, but another to come. Too full on the head pin, and it will be an 8 fill on the strike. Ed grabs one more stick, and it's 74 for 5. He'll sit down, and here's the home bowler, Chris MacLellan. Representing these Sparetime Lanes here in Whitinsville. Ball one's into the 4-8 pocket. Chris comes into this week with a 110 average. That is the semi-pro cutoff, and not coincidentally, Chris MacLellan makes this spare first of all. Chris MacLellan was in ACST semi-pro until recently joining this pro division. Filling his first frame spare. Washes out 6. Oh, that's a pretty spare. The 1 hit the 7 and down they all go. MacLellan's into the 3-6 pocket, but what a great mix it is. 34 for 2. But the 1-9. Hey, why not? 3 consecutive spares. Woodside had marks in his frames 2 through 4, so both bowlers hot early. Curse of the commentator, that's a 3-fill. A good second ball. The 8-pin clearly has a different opinion, and it's 6-8-10 for the out. 7. $54 for 4, one more box before Woodside stands up to reply. This ball clobbers the head pin, and just the 4-pin remains. So a chance to sit down on a mark versus this single. No wood to help as it all rolls off the back. Spare. 64 and a ball for 5. So this first string starts off virtually even depending on the fill. Now the bowlers will take to lane 1, and here's Ed Woodside. Looking to start something up again. Almost had the 4 horsemen, but then the 2-pin got swept out. 1-4-7. You would think if the head pin got driven either straight back or to its left, it would take the wood, but instead the curtain leaves it all for the 3rd ball. Clobbers the wood and gets the 9 box. Going for the sure pins, especially with a tight first half. The pinning matters more when the match is closer. This one all over the pocket, and they all go down. Strike in the 7th. This string is heating up. Oh my goodness gracious. 9 on the first ball, nearly a double strike. Already 23 or 32 over par. Ooh. So no spare on strike, but still 102 for 7. The pin remains, and now a 9 box in the 8th, 111. 31 over par, if you assume each bowler gets 10 a box, which is a somewhat reasonable assumption, although each bowler is in the 110s in average. But at that pace, Ed Woodside would have 80. Instead, he's 31 over that. One, 3, 5, 6. Well, first of all, I missed that 8-pin hiding back there, and secondly, the pins didn't seem to want to take out the ones that were visible anyway. That's an 8 box. 119 for 9. So Ed will better his average on the first string. This one's on the head pin. Thanks for nothing. Sort of resembles a Greek church-esque split here. In fact, I think he literally has it. Oh my goodness! Got some wicked sidewall action, and that's a spare. 129 and this one last ball as the 11th rack descends for Woodside. Head pin thin. And 5 more makes 134. All right, Chris MacLellan has his work cut out for him. 64 and a ball. We'll still need a few marks to top this, no matter what the fill is, although a strike here would be handy. He gets it with a late falling 7-pin. Strike on spare. $50 away, 4 boxes and a strike fill to go. So probably still needs 1 more mark at this rate. First ball takes out 4. We'll update the strike fill after the second ball is thrown. There it is on the head pin. Hey, good count, 93. Plus at least 9 more coming in the 7th box. Can't get the extra stick with that annoying piece of wood with the cap pointing out. 9 box yields 102. MacLellan can't quite pin this out. But this 10-pin, that pesky 10-pin, gives him an opportunity to take the lead in this string. And the ruling is that is a foul ball. It fell into the channel just, so that's a 9 box. I wasn't sure, I apologize, but you could tell by Chris's reaction he did not get it. Half Worcester left side. The dreaded 2-8 or 3-9 punch-out. In this case, the 2-8. And converted! Goes on the inside of the half Worcester. The inside 1-3 pocket, that is to say, and makes it. I've heard some conventional wisdom that some people will try and shoot that on the outside, tempting fate with the curtain as you try and get it to where the 1-2 pocket would be, at least if you left this side half Worcester. In this case, it was not a necessity. The spare fill. Chops out, got the kingpin as well, 3 fill. So there's the situation. Chris needs to pin this out to tie the string. If he can convert this, a chance to win it. Okay, he needs the single to split it. Otherwise, Ed Woodside comes away with the first 2 match points. For the split, no sir, 133, and Woodside wins by a single pin. We'll advance the scoreboard to the second string, and you see Ed Woodside's 2 match points next to his name there. String 2 of 5. Already fireworks early. Remember, both of these bowlers have averages in the 110s. As there you see the confirmation of the scores on your screen. A significant 20 or so pins over each of these bowlers' averages. Ed Woodside stepping up to lane number 2, and he'll get the second string underway. The visitor bowler always starts. Washes out, and this is the 4 horsemen left side, the 1-2-4-7. On the outside of the head pin, and it jumped around the 2. 9 down and 1 to go. 10. In Ed Woodside's 3 divisional games to start it off, he went 4-10 against Steve Reno Jr., taking out the last 2 strings, brought that momentum against Rich Kochi, and won that match 12-2. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 10. So a 12-2 victory against Kochi, and then 10-4 against Steve Walsh, throwing a 6-23 5-game set. 2-4-8 remaining for the 3rd ball. And a 9-box. Nice little sidewall bounce there. All those 3 matches took place at Central Park Lanes. All 4 of the bowlers in that Southland division representing those lanes in East Boston. 19 for 2, and here's the 3rd box. There's the half Worcester left side. Fable to happen to every bowler at least once during a session of bowling. It's almost inevitable, isn't it? Now, a perilous situation here. This is tricky to get an out. Do you go to one side and try and go for 7, or do you try and slice the head pin? Gets a piece of the head pin, and it's too full. So easy to do with the rest of the pins that far away, and it's a 6-box. Here's a better mix here. Sorry for saying here that many times. 110 is the leave. Remember to keep an eye on the total pinfall at the top of your screen. Oh, this converts. The ball hit the 10 after deflecting off the head pin. That total pinfall will be worth 4 match points when all is said and done. Spare fill. Similar punch out, got the 7 to carry as well. And it's a 4 fill. So that pesky 6-box. Oh my. Is this going to go? Doesn't get the nudge from behind. Woodside had that tricky 6-box, but then got the spare 4. Now a 10 here. And you see how quickly he's back to almost par. 49 for 5 as he sits down. 6 and 14 to make 20. There you go. The same as 2 10s. Here comes the home team, Chris MacLellan. 133 in the first string. And this is a vicious leave. 3, 7, 9, and 10. Needs an out here, 6 down and 4 to go. You could drive the 3 pin straight back and just get an 8 out of it. Let's see. Drive, sit straight back. 8-box. I'll mention Chris MacLellan's stats after he rolls this 2nd box. Head pin. Smidge full. 2, 4, 7, and 10. On a good day, maybe that wood can spin into the 10 if the 2-pin hits it just the right way. Maybe the ball. He does try and split the difference. Left the corners. That piece of wood in the corner should make a 9-box. Yes, it does. 17 for 2. MacLellan started his season off with a 10-4 victory against his first division rival, Sean Taylor. And Then 2 and 12 against Justin Waters, although MacLellan did get a 1-pin victory in that string 5. That's how he came away with the 2 match points. Here's a 1-3-7 leave. And then finally, a thrilling 8-6 victory over Mike Nardone. Strong strings 1 and 2 propelled him to a win. A 9. 26 for 3. What's interesting about the South 2 division is MacLellan is the only bowler in his division representing Sparetime and Whitinsville. Taylor, Nardone, and Waters all represent Ryan Family Amusements in Millis. This one's on the head pin. Yes, Chris gets a break this time. Maybe. If you hit the cap right in front of the 3-pin, it should go back. It is very easy to hit it the wrong way. Oh, he got it! I think he got some pin on the side there, and it caromed off the sidewall, and back it came.
I think that's right. Try to see it like that.
Washes out 6. Yes, the 6-pin goes, and that makes it 6. So 42 for 4. No spare here, but already Chris will come away with at least a 1-pin advantage. Maybe more. Third ball. Yes, 10 bucks. 52 for 5. And that's where he sits down, just 3 pins ahead. You see the total pinfall also very close. Just 2 ahead in that department. We switch over to lane 1 now. As Ed Woodside takes aim at the head pin and gets a split. 2, 4, I believe that's the 10. I could be the 6. I am seeing the same camera angle you are. Where's the wood going? Into the 6, but not hard enough. $10. 59 for 6. There's a big ball, and there's a strike. Ed's been having a quietly fine string. He had that 6 box that was just rough luck, to be quite honest. Then the spare 4 to bring it right back to par. And now, I've smudged this incorrectly. That should be 2 smudges for a strike. There's the first ball, and 8 will be the first ball filling that strike. We'll see if we can go spare on strike, although this wood seems to be angled not in line with the pins. No matter. Go off the wall, spare on strike. $89 for 8 and a chance to kickstart this string. The sleepers fell back there, so it's 94 for 9. 94, nope, that's misscored. 94 for 8. Chance to get up to his average. Oh, what a bid on that. The 10 pin, not cooperative. Nicely pinned. 104 for 9. Really, apart from that unfortunate 6 box, Ed had a 9 in the second, and every single other box, he has knocked down all the pins. This one's on the head pin. Look at this late action. Now, 8-9, Is that wood favorable enough? It better be. You can't get the pins by themselves. That's the beauty of this game, an infinite number of spare leaves because of the presence of the wood. And it helps here, and it's, again, a case of Ed Woodside going 11, 114 and a ball. The final ball. That's 5, 119. So that's the mark for Chris MacLellan to beat, 52 no mark, requiring 67 to tie and 68 to win. Optimistically, 2 marks could do it, but he will probably need 3. Washes out. Hey, 4 horsemen right side. I believe Chris got a look at the 4 horsemen left side. Someone did. On the outside, this time it's the 10 pin that won't go. That is in the channel. And a 9 box, 61 for 6. It's a YouTube cliche, but if you have not done so already, please consider hitting the subscribe button for Spread Eagle Productions. You can also click the bell icon if you'd like to be notified every time we release a new video. Either way, we greatly appreciate your support just by watching. Thank you. This is the check mark right for Chris MacLellan, 3, 5, 6, and 10. Oh, what a good ball. Unfortunately, the kingpin, not to be. Here comes that third ball, and it's a 10 box. 71 for 7. Still in need of 42 from 3 boxes. Not much luck, it has to be said. Here it is on the head pin, and he's got a dastardly diamond on the left side. This sleeve is not easy in Candlepin. Just on the 4 pin. If I recall correctly from Bob Lee's spreadsheet, it goes at about a 25% rate. 9 box. Bowling very soundly. He only had that 1 mark, but is preserving the pins very well. Still, he will need a couple here. And after this, I'm not so sure. 3, 6, 7, 8, 10. That said, if he pins out well, he can keep this match to within 10 or so. Woodside running onto the lanes now to check if that piece of wood is in play. And it's good. There's a thin line just in front of the plate where if a pin is touching it, it's too far forward and it has to be removed in order to protect the equipment. On the red line. And how does he only get 1 out of that? Okay, 6 down and 4 to go for Chris MacLellan. And gets the 10 pin, and that's a 7 box. 87 for 9. So mathematically, Ed Woodside has won the second string as well. Even a triple strike would only put Chris at 117. but every stick could matter down the stretch, so to speak. This would be pretty if it went. Oh, he nearly did. He did cut that 2-pin all the way across, just a little bit behind the 10. Well pinned. 97. We'll put that in. And we'll award 2 more match points to Ed Woodside, up 4-0. Let's give you a quick look, if we can, at the overall scores. There you see them. Look at those hot first strings for each of those bowlers. You can see it corroborated on the paper as well. And now Woodside opening a bit of an advantage here, but still 3 strings to go. We'll put this back and we'll tab it down to string 3. Update the string indicator on the score sheet, and we're ready for Ed Woodside to go on lane number 2. 1 and a wiggling 10. More on Ed in a second here. Oh, excuse me. I apologize, I absent-mindedly wiggled the score sheet. I will not do it again. Good pinning here, and Ed's off to a 10-for-1 start. Ed is featured on multiple matches of Candlepin Stars and Strikes in the former network WNDS. He represented East Boston's Central Park lanes then, and he does so still today. Great first ball, and a piece of wood nicely in front of the 4-pin. Red line or right, you think it would work. And yes, it does. Spare in the second. Had a 23-pin advantage going into this string. Here's the bonus ball to build on it. On the head pin, 6 fill. I'm curious of the exact number. I believe it's 6.5, 6.25 is the average pinfall on the head pin for a professional bowler. But if anyone's able to look into that, that would be greatly appreciated. 9 is fine. 35 for 3. Triangle number 2. 2, 4, and 5. And just got the kingpin. That's into the curtain, and it's just an 8 box. 43 for 4. This may be Chris MacLellan's opportunity to catch up, but still, Ed Woodside, 1 more box to go before he sits down. There's the headpin hit. No strike. That piece of wood is behind the 4-pin. Whether it's frozen to it or not is hard to say. He got the wood, and apparently it is. 53 and a ball for 5. Good way to end that first half. Here comes the home bowler, Chris MacLellan. Gets a mix. 1, 3, 6. Just missed the head pin. 9 down, 1 to go. Nicely pinned. 10 bucks. Our mission is simple, to broadcast the best bowlers wherever and whenever we can here at Spread Eagle Productions. We're very glad to have you here, and if you have suggestions or praise for our channel, please do leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Look at this sidewall bounce. Look at the wood tumbling in unison. And look at this pretty leave with 2 pieces of wood angled right at the 8 pin. Can Chris get it? Oh my goodness! He hit both pieces of wood and they danced around it. Hard to say it's the first time it's happened, but boy is it frustrating each and every time. Perfectly pinned again for a 10. Lots of so closes and maybes in Chris's game. MacLellan has been bowling much better than the score would indicate, in my opinion. How about this head pin hit? How about it? Again, the spreadsheet takes off on me. Let's mark a strike on the board, shall we? Doubles are rare, only about 10% of head pin hits result in a strike. But boy, would it energize the string! And instead, he gets this lovely mess. 4, 6, 7. Still feeling the strike. Good count. 9. So 39 for 3, at least 48 for 4, and that's what it will be. Folks, I apologize. I'm doing something with my mouse I apparently should not be. I know what the issue is now. And there we see a tricky pinning problem. There's 2 sleepers back there as well, so the 4 horsemen, 5, 8, and 10. Nicely run down! Brilliant spare! This could be the start of something good for Chris MacLellan, but Ed Woodside on a spare here. Although he's trailing by 5, fill balls have a way of introducing variance. There it is on the head pin. 8 drop. So a 61.5 for Ed Woodside. Just in the channel. Add that 134 string to start it off. And there's a 9 box. 70 for 6. Box 7. Head pin. 4, 7, 10. On occasion, the ball can jump off that end cap and fly into the 10, or get a sidewall bounce. We've seen the sidewalls be lively, but not on this occasion. Pesky 10 pin remains, and it's a 9 box. $79 for 7. Washes out. 7. Gets the head pin anyway. That's 8. Oh, look at this lovely plank. Bridging the 3 and the 6. Hit the line. Drive it back? Nope. Out the 6 pin. luck cuts both ways in this game. 89 for 8. The key is to take advantage of the breaks you are given. Two boxes to go. Ed could pin out 109. Let's see how much better he can do. Yikes. That dreaded situation of parallel pins. 4, 5, 7, 8. Unless you get a wicked sidewall bounce. He was trying for it. You saw the body English there begging for that pin to carry him off. Instead, just the 7 pin and this ridiculous upside down triangle, which he does very well to get 9 out of. Woodside probably wants a mark here. This is an opportunity for just that, the 3-6. If he misses the mark and only gets a 10 box, then Chris MacLellan should have a fairly easy road to winning the string. And there's a missed spare there, so it'll be 107 or 108. How the plank didn't take that pin is beyond me. And there it is, 107. And with ball in hand, Chris MacLellan needs 49 to tie and 50 to win. Critical spare fill coming up. Not sure how this happened, but correcting that there. That 288 you see on your screen is now correct. 9 drop on the spare. 67 is the half. How about this 10 pin? Nope, can't get the deflection off the wood. And it'll be 9 or 10. $76 for 6. As long as Chris MacLellan pins reasonably well, this should be his string. And with that drop, he might do well better than that. 4-7. Ooh. Just lost the range. Well, thanks for the 7 pin anyway. 85 for 7. Still going at a good pace and on track to win this third string. But the more he can get towards closing the gap in the total pinfall, the better. That's a huge mix and a strike. 95 and 2 balls. Catching the pin setter a bit off guard, it always takes that little bit extra time to realize, oh my goodness, you actually got them all. That almost never happens in this game. Big opportunity to bring this match closer to even. That's the first strike ball. 6 down, 4 to get against the other devious diamond. Right side. Kenny! No, the kingpin didn't go, but great count. There's the 104. In fact, once this ball is thrown, and it hits for the 10 box, you will see that Chris MacLellan has mathematically won the third string. That cuts the match lead in half. But you see another interesting situation. He can pin out a 10 box, which would leave him 6 behind in the match, But how about this drop? Can he make this baby split 3-10? If he does, he has a chance to outright tie the match or take the lead. But he splits the difference. Still a very good bounce back string for MacLellan. And with that 8 box, it brings him up to 122. 2 match points. So with apologies for any errors in scoring previously, I hope they didn't last too long. You can see the correct official scores here, although we will wait for the piece of paper to come on screen and confirm that. That first climactic string giving Ed Woodside the victory in string 1, a more decisive one in string 2, but now Chris MacLellan roaring back here, just 8 behind in the match overall. Let's bring it back to this view, bring us down to string 4, and update the string indicator. Ed Woodside gets a 10-pin to go, and it's just the wiggling head pin remaining. No! Blocked by the wood.
One place you want to put it.
Grabs the pin. You never know in matches these close. Well, he got the pocket mix on this one. Got the 1, 2, 3 to go and a few others, but look at this. Can he get the wood to go across? Yes, he can. What a brilliant shot. I love shots like that where the wood is just positioned to obliterate the back row. And Ed Woodside does not disappoint. We'll watch this spare fill-in box and then I'll have another factoid. That's on the head pin. 6 drop. Gives the 2-4 a good ride. Got the 10, but not the 6. Score at a 9. 35 for 3. Ed Woodside a few months ago won a handicap doubles tournament at his home Central Park Lanes, partnering with Dennis Nuzzo. You recall him from King of the Palace. Eight down and 2 to go. $10. 45 for 4. Unfortunately, we did lose New Palace Lanes in Fitchburg. It closed down. But what a great show it was. It ran on Fitchburg Access TV and on YouTube. And my hope is someday that either that show or another show can fill its place because the atmosphere on it was fantastic. There's a strike for Ed Woodside. 55 and 2 balls. And that's what he'll remember as he takes a seat. Now here's Chris MacLellan of these Sparetime Lanes in Whitinsville. The man from down south, box 1. Hits the sidewall, carries the 7-pin. We've seen a leaf like this go already. 1, 2, 4, and 10. I think the ball took it that time, and he spins away from the shot immediately. Still pretty well pinned. It could be a 9 here. Staying the course. 9 for 1. carrying the momentum in this string, having won the last one. But a good first half from Ed Woodside gives him something to think about. One, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. It's a frequent leave when you wash out. It almost looks like you're going to get the half Worcester, but then you catch a tiny piece of the 5-pin and it flings over to the corner. And it's very well pinned for a 10 box. Chris MacLellan, 19 for 2. A mark would be preferable, but even just keeping 9s and 10s together keeps them in it. But look at that piece of wood screaming across the front. 6-10. Opportunity here, and punches the 6-pin straight back. Nine. Throwing a ball to clear the wood in the channel, and on we go. That's on the head pin. Now, this is interesting. The 4-8. Hang on, where's the wood going? Nope, off the plate. Nope, just on the 4-pin. And a 10. 38 for 4. But a mark would be preferable because there is a strike fill looming. Wants to put something good opposite it. And how about that? So it's a true 7-pin differential here. Both bowlers on strike fills. Always the outside chance that one or the other will double. In which case the points will go wacko. The pinfall, I should say. Woodside's bid. On the right side. Will the 5-pin fall? It better. It's practically begging to fall. And somehow it finds its footing. And a second ball to come on the strike. Good mix. Still the 5-pin teetering and tottering, but nope, just a 9 fill. 64 half for Ed. And a 9 box. 73 for 6. Bob Lee, our executive producer here at Spread Eagle Productions, is also the admin of the Facebook page Bowling Nerd Network. For more videos and live streams of the best bowlers in the region, go to facebook.com/bowlingnn. That's N as in November. Facebook.com/bowlingnn. Woodside on the half Worcester. Punches the other one out. The so-called full Worcester, and we've seen this situation already. And there's a 5 box. It happened to Ed Woodside once previously. There was that 6 box back in the second string, but he recovered well from that. Doesn't like losing the pins here. And hates it more when a good headpin shot doesn't get terribly well rewarded. Can he pin this one out? Not bad. 7 down, 3 to go. And you can see where the work ethic of this game comes into play. Every ball counts, every stick matters, and there's another 9 box to keep him on the course. 87 for 8. It looks so easy. Oh, the ball's smaller. How hard can it be? Oh, you get to have the pins lying down on the deck. How hard can it be? If you're ever in Northeast North America where this game is, come and try it for yourself. One, 3, 6, and 8. Hey, that's not bad, but the 6 pin remains. A 9. 96 for 9. There are implications for the total pinfall as well. Currently 56 in this box ahead. 3, 5, 7, and 9. Let's first of all see if the spare gets made, and then we can discuss those consequences. Not on the object. So this will probably be, let's say it's a 9 box, and it goes to 105. And that's exactly what it is as he drives the pin straight back. Ed Woodside finishes with 105 in the 4th. So now Chris MacLellan needing 65, but with a ball in hand. Very competitive in the string, and depending on how many marks, a chance to overtake here. Or at the very least, take this string and tie the match. You see Ed Woodside with 4 match points to Chris MacLellan's 2. Spare fill. Good fill, dicey leave. 7 fill makes it a 55 half. So 10 boxes all the way would split the string. Chris needs a mark, at least, to win it. Driving the wood left to right? Yes, he does. Brilliant. There's that mark. Fill it well, pin it out, and this match could be tied. In terms of the match points. This bonus ball washes out 5. Presuming that wood does nothing, it's just going to straighten out at the edge of the plate. Leaving MacLellan with 70 for 6. This one. 7 down, 3 to go. You would think the wood would simplify things and make sure these sticks go down. That's all fair, just because it hit the curtain. Doesn't matter, that is a 9 box. 79 for 7. As long as the ball hits something on the deck, it is fair. Just 1 pin to get. And not quite somehow. Got blocked by the wood, and it's a 10 box. With apologies for the delay there, I'm looking at my score sheet. That 92 for 8 is actually correct. Just had a peek at the official scores, and that 92 for 8 is actually the true score. Look at this mix. Good shot on the 1-3 pocket, and it's 9 down and 1 to go. Okay, so a 9 box here leaves MacLellan with 101 for 9, and this looks to be another string victory, presuming this box pins out reasonably well. 4 to tie and 5 to win. This one's on the head pin, and this dreaded leave. When you have the head pin buzz the 2 pin, and it just tumbles uselessly to the side, leaving the 4, 5, 7. I feel like that leave should get a name. That's my dogmatic bowling opinion. I think that darn pesky leave should get a name. I call it the left hook because you can kind of looks like a hook from above, as MacLellan pins it out well for a 10 and 111. But your mileage may vary. Let's take a look at the scores now, dogmatic opinions aside. You can see here that Ed Woodside is leading this match by a tenuous 2 pins, as Chris MacLellan wins this string and another 2 match points. There's the paper. You see them on the screen as well. Solid bowling from Chris MacLellan. Not that Ed Woodside hasn't bowled soundly, but the tides have turned. Let's bring it now to the main view. There we are. Final string. Just 2 pins separating the bowlers. And here's Ed Woodside of Central Park Lanes. He's on the head pin, and he's left triangle number 3 to start us off. Three, 5, 6, yes! A comment was made, I'm not sure if it's about this, but it's the first time Ed has started a string with a mark. Here's the fill. 6. 1, 3, 7, and 8. It is gettable if you can slice both pins over. But now it's 7 down and 3 to go with this tricky configuration. Almost a 10 out of that. 25 for 2. Remember, 2 match points to the winner of this string. 4 to the total pinfall winner. Woodside gets no love on the head pin. 2, 4, and 10. Went very thin on the 2 pin, so thin it didn't hit it. But if he got even that little piece, that angle might have taken it. Instead, it's 8, and it's 33 for 3. Remember, Ed only came into the string with a 2-pin advantage, so whoever wins the string is likely also going to take the total pinfall as well. Here's another head pin hit. Here's another ridiculous configuration, and I don't think those pieces of wood are close together for the ball to split the difference. Or it could, but it would probably miss it. That's about the best you can do. 9 or 10, just hit the plank. And there it goes, 43 for 4. So 3 over par. Can Ed Woodside get another mark here? He's hammering the head pin. And once again has a split. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Can you slice the 3-pin across? It was worth taking an aggressive try, even though you might leave a pin behind. Even getting an 8 isn't that bad, although this is a close match, so you never know. Still, a 51 half, nothing to cry about at all. And here's Chris MacLellan, who needs 51 to tie that half. There's 53 back in the total pinfall, if my math serves me. His first box. 1, 3, 10. Split the difference, thank you very much. Spare in the first. Clear the wood, set them up, and have a bid at filling this mark big to take the initiative in the string. Here's the fill on the head pin. Only gets 5 out of it. So 10 boxes all the way would make this match virtually level. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's gone. Spare again, back to back. Look at that wood dance about on the deck. So after spare 5, here comes this. That's crushed. And a 9 fill it is. The wood looks to be flanking the kingpin. Huge opportunity for MacLellan. Here it comes. Spare again, 3 in a row. 44 for 3, so just the spare fill alone could tie this string, or better. And then still 2 boxes in hand, you see the advantage mounting. Here's this fill, washes out, 5's not bad. That's the same amount as he got hitting the head pin on that first spare fill. Can this wood drive back the 8 pin on the Gouillart? No, it doesn't. 6/8 remaining. $8. One, 3, 6, and 7 for MacLellan. You know, that leave was named for Bob Gouillart from Lexington, Massachusetts. I haven't heard of many bowlers from Concord, Massachusetts, where I'm from. Wish there were. Trying to think. I think there's another Lexington bowler I've forgotten. I remember Jack Ray was from Acton, Massachusetts, if memory serves. $8. So that makes it a 65 half. MacLellan ahead by 14 in the string, 12 in the match. Remember, 2 match points at stake for winning the string and 4 for the total pinfall. This tight match is going down to the wire, with Ed Woodside likely needing a couple of marks. Here's the head pin clobbered and a strike. You want marks, you got it. Not that we can ever expect it, but nobody has thrown a double strike yet. Could this be the ball? He just missed the head pin, and he's got 7 on the first ball. We've seen some good second balls on these strikes. Will the trend continue? How about the head pin? No, just the wiggle. So there's the 9 fill on your screen here, 70 for 6, now 80 for 7. We'll put that on the board. I'm just going through Ed Woodside's score sheet to try and count up how many strikes there have been. Let's see here. And by my count, that's 5. About 1 a string, which seems right. Look at this late pin action, 3, 6, 10. Yes! Spare again. 90 and a ball for 8. Needs a big fill here, though. 5. So, They're both 15 over par at this point, so this is shaping up to be a close finish down the stretch. There's the 3-pin and the 5-pin. The high-low remains. 1, 7, and 10 with a piece of wood over the 7. And it helps it out. 9 box. 104 for 9. MacLellan only gets 1 marker 0. These pins could be critical. 4 horsemen right side. This spare could be critical. They only go about 40% of the time, if I recall Bob Lee's statistics correctly. How about it? Jumps around the 6-pin, and the 4 horsemen go undefeated, at least up until this point. There are a few worse sounds in this game than having a piece of wood that just does absolutely nothing. 113 for Ed Woodside. So, Chris MacLellan needs 48 to tie and 49 to win, which could be pinned out but probably needs about 1 mark. And even there, you never know. And then you see 50 to tie and 51 to win for the string, a bit more stringent of a requirement, because Ed Woodside carried a 2-pin advantage into this final string. 2, 4, 6, 10. Can he even it up? 6 down, 4 to get. Can you get 2 on one side or the other? Can you jump it over? Not quite. 73 for 6. Just gonna make sure I'm not making any pesky scoring errors again, and it doesn't seem to be the case. Ed Woodside in the clubhouse on 578. Chris MacLellan looking at this. 1, 2, 4, 7, 5, 8, and 10. Big third ball coming up. And it's a 7 box. Bringing him to 80 for 7, and that's why I mentioned that mark might be necessary. It's just so difficult to get those 10s when you need them. They don't always come. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my goodness, look at this. He hit the head pin. MacLellan looked at it for a while as it seemed too full, and then pins just kept toppling. And the domino rally concludes with this 6-10 leave, which goes. And what have we here? A big chance to build a final 3 boxes that could really propel him over the top. It starts with this fill, and then we'll see where we're at. That's clobbered. How about another with that piece of wood? Yes, indeed. 7. So 97, and now is 16 to tie and 17 to win. Not a gimme, unless you spare that side saddle triangle. Thank you very much. And 107 and a ball, and it looks as though, dare I say it, it looks as though Chris MacLellan is likely to prevail. First, let's see the spare fill. He gets a 7 fill. Put that on the board. You see the string is won, and in fact, the match is won as well, because this 10th box will be at least a 7. So there it is. MacLellan plays it out. And it's just a matter of what the final score will be, because Chris MacLellan has won the final 6 match points. Put a 9 in the box, 123 for 10. And you can see on your screen, right here, that it is a 10-4 victory for Chris MacLellan, winning the total pinfall by 8 pins for 4 match points, and winning the final string by 10 pins for 2 more. There you see them, the final scores, 586 for Chris MacLellan and 578 for Ed Woodside. So Chris wins 10 match points, winning strings 3 through 5 in the total pinfall, and Ed Woodside 4 points for the first 2 strings. For Spread Eagle Productions, my name is Greg Gouillart. We hope you'll subscribe and join us for our next broadcast. Until then, thank you, and so long.